gardeners, welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna jump right back into the reptile videos. I know some people were not too fond of my crystal video, but it was just something fun I wanted to try out, so it happened. Vendetta, are you giving me a kiss? What are you doing? This snake always just tries to be on my face every time I film, so we'll see how that goes for this entire video. So in today's video, I want to talk all about why I own reptiles. Someone actually brought it up to me recently and they asked me how I deal with people that don't understand why people keep reptiles and people that are basically just very negative about it. And the only thing that you can do for people that don't like reptiles or don't understand them is to basically just educate them, because honestly, I think that anyone that gives reptiles a chance actually comes around and they actually fall in love with them and they really like them, or at the very least they just have a better appreciation for them and they aren't as grossed out anymore. It's very typical for people that don't understand reptiles whatsoever to think that they're just disgusting, they're mean, they're awful. People think it's so gross to keep them. They think that people that keep reptiles are just like these weird like psychopaths. Like, it's just so crazy because it's just all misconceptions, and if people were more aware of the situation and why people keep reptiles and how great they are, then they wouldn't be as hateful towards them whatsoever. So this video is going to be my personal reasons on why I keep reptiles and how I enjoy them. So if you guys have any other reasons that you enjoy them, please leave it in a comment below because I'd love to start the conversation. Also, those crickets are extremely loud. Oh my God. So the very first reason why I keep reptiles is because I absolutely love nature, and one of the best things about keeping reptiles is replicating the environments in which they come from. So when keeping reptiles, it's really cool to set up their different environments and look it up and just do a lot of research, find out where these animals actually come from, what their environment is like, and then replicating that in your own house. So for me, it's so cool because if you do live plants or whatever it is, like you just have different environments set up. You could have like a rainforest, a tropical environment, a desert environment for a bearded dragon. All of them are so unique, and you just have little bits and pieces of nature all around your room because all of the different terrariums have those different environments in them, and it's just a lot of fun. You can be really creative with it. You can try different plants out. It's just a really fun hobby because there's so much potential. Some people think it's boring because you're just putting an animal in a glass terrarium, but it really doesn't have to be that way. You can put so much into it. You can put your own personal touches on it. There's really no end to the possibilities of what you can turn the terrariums into, and that's what makes it so much fun for me. I'm constantly changing all of mine and upgrading them and finding out new things that I can try out, and it just makes it so much fun because it's always a new project. I think setting up enclosures is probably one of the best parts about keeping reptiles. Another reason why I keep reptiles is because they actually just relax me. I don't really like mammals that move quickly. I feel like that actually would cause me stress and anxiety. So like a lot of people like to keep rodents and stuff. I'm not really a fan of it because I just don't understand their energy. And like a snake like a boa constrictor like Vendetta here is just very slow moving, very relaxing. While you're holding them, it's not something that'll just sit in your lap, so you kind of need to be paying attention, watching their body movements, and it's just so relaxing for me. I mean, just look at him right now. How could you not be soothed by that? I know some people that's like their worst nightmare, and I understand if you're afraid of snakes why that would be really scary, but once you understand them and that fear goes away, it's just such a relaxing experience. So for me, it's kind of like a therapy. If I'm having a really bad day or if I'm in a bad mood, when I go into the reptile room, they instantly just pick up my mood. I feel better and I feel relaxed. Another reason why I love keeping reptiles is because they can be challenging. I obviously love when reptiles are easy to take care of, but it's always fun every now and then when you get an animal that is having some type of issue that you have to deal with. Banba, my veiled chameleon, used to be very, very feisty. He still is some days, but over time I kept working with him and he has calmed down significantly and we have built trust among each other. So being able to gain an animal's trust can be challenging, but it's definitely very rewarding and it's an amazing experience to be able to overcome that challenge. Reptiles are just like such alien creatures. They're just so different from us, and that just intrigues me even more. So when you can feel that you can actually connect with that animal and understand it and form trust, it's just such a form of accomplishment. Another challenge that I love about reptile keeping is just learning new things about them. So doing research, a lot of people don't like to do it, but honestly, it's one of the most fun parts about keeping reptiles. There's always something new to learn, there's always something to improve, and it's just a never-ending hobby of things to be learning and doing for your animals. Another reason why people might like keeping reptiles and like the challenge is basically just for an adrenaline rush. Every now and then there are going to be feisty, more defensive reptiles, and some people love dealing with that. I personally don't really enjoy that, and I enjoy reptiles because they're so relaxing and soothing. So animals that are striking and fast moving kind of stress me out, and it's not something I want to deal with. But my friend Michelle loves tokay geckos, and she just loves crazy snakes, and she just says it gives her an adrenaline rush and it's just a lot of fun for her. So that's just another reason for those types of people. Another reason that I keep reptiles is because they are so unique. As I mentioned earlier, reptiles are kind of just like these alien creatures. They're just so different from human beings. And humans love dogs and cats because they can relate to them so easily, and it's a little bit harder to relate to reptiles. So it's just really interesting, and I think that just intrigues me about them even more because they're just such amazing creatures. A lot of people think that reptiles are boring and they just sit in a tank and they don't do anything, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. And it's really interesting because when you're keeping multiple reptiles, you will realize that there is not a single reptile that is similar to another reptile. They all actually have their own personalities, and that's one of the best parts about keeping reptiles. It just makes it so much fun, so much more rewarding. It's so funny walking into the reptile room and just seeing a derpy little face doing something. Some of them prefer certain types of food and they will just reject anything else that you give them. There's so many different little things that they do to show their personalities, and a lot of people think that reptiles wouldn't have personalities, but they absolutely do. Another reason that I love that they're so unique is obviously because they're just so beautiful. They come in the most beautiful colors and patterns. They're just so unique. Again, so different to human beings and any other animals on the planet. And that just intrigues me so much. It gets me so interested in them. And even someone that isn't into reptiles and doesn't think that they're cool or doesn't think that they're nice and they're scared of them, they can't deny that these animals are just absolutely stunning. Another reason why I keep reptiles is because they give me purpose to my life and responsibility. Ever since I was a little kid, I always just wanted to take care of animals. That was just the one thing I've always wanted to do. And when I got into reptile keeping, it was just so rewarding, so much fun. My favorite part of the day is just waiting for nighttime to mist all of my geckos and my snakes and just check up on everyone, see all the nocturnal animals finally waking up for the day and being more active in their enclosures. It's just so rewarding for me. I honestly don't know what I would be doing if I didn't keep reptiles because they're just such a huge part of my life, and it's just my passion at this point too. So I feel bad for people that don't keep reptiles, honestly, because I'm like, what are you doing with your time? That must be so sad. And people probably think I'm insane for that, but it's just like a way of life now, and I just love them so much and I can't picture my life without them. And the last reason why I keep reptiles is because by me keeping reptiles and making these videos, I'm able to inspire others to have more of an admiration for these types of animals. A lot of people don't like reptiles, they aren't interested in them, they're kind of scared of them and write them off immediately without understanding them. And once people can get a better understanding and appreciation for them, it can help them out dramatically. Conservation is something that's extremely important because it's something that we human beings can do to make a difference. And people aren't going to want to make a difference for animals that they don't care about. So if you can get people to care more about reptiles, then people are going to care about conserving them even more in the wild. And that's going to really benefit them majorly. So these are the reasons why I personally keep reptiles. I would love to hear why you guys keep reptiles and your thoughts. My favorite thing is honestly just seeing comments from people saying that they were afraid of snakes or they were afraid of reptiles in general, and then they started watching my videos and then all of a sudden they just fell in love and now they want to keep their own. It's just so amazing. all of us can make a difference, and I just really hope that all of you guys can appreciate these animals with me and inspire others to care about these animals as well, because they absolutely deserve it. They're all just so unique, so beautiful. They all have personalities. They're just some of the most amazing creatures that we share this planet with, and we should care about them and at the very least just give them a chance to understand them. So if you know someone that doesn't like reptiles, that's afraid of them, that's being rude about it and saying that you shouldn't keep them, they're gross, they're gonna kill you, the best thing you can do is just educate them, and I'm sure in time they'll come around. But honestly, it's up to the person. If they're going to be open-minded about it, it would make all the difference. But if they're going to have a closed-minded personality towards it, then there's not really much that you can do, unfortunately. That's just how some people are. But for those people that do actually open their mind up to these animals and let them in and give them a chance, they're most likely going to form a better appreciation for these animals, and it's going to be an amazing thing. And you're going to get more people to care about these animals, and it's going to benefit them majorly. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you in the next video.